Here's a new set of patch notes from the pre-patch podcast. Check it out.
I know that Bill, you've been playing Liza P, correct?
Yeah, I finally got into it. I'm about 15-ish hours into it
Hmm.
so far. Probably about two
Nice.
thirds of the way through the game. Very much enjoying it.
More than
It
you expected to, because I know you
More
had
than I
your
expected to. Yes, I
yeah
was going into it slightly critical from the
yeah.
demo. The demo
Okay.
was enjoyable, and
Yeah, I know you had some issues with it prior. Well, we've talked
yeah,
about it in the
there were some
past.
issues with it. There were some issues with the community, what their expectations were with the game. I ended up making a video kind of covering my frustrations and where I thought the community's head was at with the game. And it does seem like they've kind of leaned into the identity of this, and they've done an extremely good job fleshing that identity out. There's still a few nitpicks that I have with it, but as far as like non from software souls likes, this game is impressing me quite a
Pretty
bit.
confident one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100% with boss design, level design is actually really good. There's a lot of good stuff here, and there's enough in it to make it stand out from being just a Dark Souls clone. The weapon building system is actually a lot of fun. Anytime I get a new weapon in this game, if you're not familiar, you can take the hilt of your weapons and the blade and like damage
Swap
part of
them
your
out and
weapons,
shit.
and you can interchange them.
Yeah.
So you
That's
can
cool.
have like a police baton handle with a giant like meat cleaver axe on the end of it, and it will behave differently. The
It's
handles
actually
are
pretty dope. I think
scaling fact.
I think the last time that we talked about this, I had mentioned that like those kinds of games with like the crafting systems where you can like Fallout 4, right? Fallout. I personally enjoyed the weapon crafting system in Fallout 4 because of how modular
Yeah.
that weapon system
Very
was,
nice.
right? So
For sure.
like games that have that modularity and that customization, I think are they hit the
They just
the
add
bill
to
for
the
me.
user experience, right? Just to
Pun intended.
customize it to your
They hit the
liking.
bill for me.
Hey.
Because he's getting
Yeah.
hit.
But
You get it? Oh,
it's
sorry.
a very
That was terrible.
light build system. No, you're it's a very light build system, but
Just enough
it
though.
Sounds
does
like
a
it's still
lot.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just the fact that you can control your scaling of the weapon. So if you like how the head of a weapon performs, but you don't like the scaling of it, you can just attach it to a different hilt to get
That's
different scaling off of
that's
it.
nice though
The
too. For a game like this, like I don't want a huge in-depth system that I have to sink my teeth in to really
Yeah,
grasp, and it's still more than like other Souls games where you just kind of go through upgrading a weapon and maybe
For
the weapon
sure.
has like an alternate and like blade or whatever, and that's about it.
yeah.
So it gives you still just enough.
And the blade aspect is where you actually level up. So to level your weapon, you're leveling up the blade part of it, and then the
Whoa.
hilts and stuff are completely independent from
Just like
whatever.
jump in the sky?
Yeah. So the little like arm attachment that you have, you can upgrade those as well, and they get new abilities. So this is the tier three of the puppet string, which is the grappling hook,
I didn't
and
know
That's
this
pretty
game had
cool.
like verticality and shit
Yeah.
to it.
yeah, it is. So you basically hold the grappling hook button and you dash to them, run up them, and then do a big slam on the ground.
That's really cool
That's
for
really
a
cool.
Souls like.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool. Um, Boss design is really good. The feel like it's actually a very decent balance between like dodging and parrying. I thought this was going to be like a 100% parry centered game, but there are some like through looking at the move sets for a lot of things, and I'm probably making it more difficult on myself than I need to be by being as parry centered as I am with it. Um, but it's fairly obvious that there's some attacks they want you to dodge. There's some attacks they want you to parry, and it's mixing and matching and picking which one is better for those
No,
situations.
the question that I have with you is, do those have like key tells for when it's like, because like some games have like almost like an aura or something like that whenever it's like a parryable attack or
Or like a
dodgeable
sound.
attack. Yeah. Do they have anything like that on there?
No. There's a thing for like unblockables and stuff. They'll glow bright
Okay.
red, but there isn't really a cue for any of
Okay.
that kind of stuff. And
It's
So
honestly,
it's
kinda-
just up
it'll
to you
just
of,
kinda-
of learning.
Yeah, like
learn
muscle
it, figure
memory.
it
like
out,
error
that kind of stuff.
Figure it out,
process of
yeah.
error or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, which I think is fine.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I think it adds a little bit more
think
depth
that's
to
what
like
makes
boss
Souls-
fights.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The game has a lot more depth than I was expecting from it, which I think is the final takeaway I kind of want to bring up.
Yeah.
With the weapon interchanging system, the upgrades, and the different attachments that you can do for your arm, the different like stylings that you can do. Like there's a whole, it's kind of a skill tree system, but not really. It's called the P organ, where you
The
can
P organ.
because the character's name is P. So
Oh god, my
it's
immaturity just
hard
peaked right
fucking
there.
so it's an organ. It's
Oh god.
but so it pops up with these like little nodes and stuff, and there's 4 different things that you can pick from, and putting abilities into those spots will unlock that node for you. So in the beginning, there's like you can pick from two abilities to go into this spot, and it'll give you like an extra heal, or it'll give you the ability to double dodge, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Pretty substantial things to the game. Um, that added a lot more depth than I was expecting as well, because you can make it so that anytime you kill an enemy, it recharges your arm's resource meter, or you make it so that whenever you do perfect blocks, it makes it so that you build up stagger quicker on enemies or break their weapons quicker.
How have you liked
Pretty
playing it?
Huh?
How have you played it? Like how have you chose to use that then?
I'm going fairly offensive. I've kept my health like about 20 on the levels, and then most of the stuff that I've been going for has been like the parrying, making sure that like I've got one for parrying breaks weapons and staggers quicker, and parrying makes it so that my follow-up attacks after I do a perfect parry
Okay.
are stronger. And
Yeah.
then there's another
pretty
one
cool.
where that I'm going to be getting here soon that'll make it so that as I continue to attack, it's going to make my attacks even stronger there. So they kind of ramp on top of each other. The only nitpick that I really have for the game so far that isn't a skill issue on my end is that they locked. So you guys know what pancaking is, right? In these kinds of games, when an enemy hits you and you like go flat on the ground,
Okay.
right? In
Sure.
every other Souls like that's been out there, if you get pancaked and stuff, there is an animation you can do a dodge and it'll roll you off of the ground so that you don't have to go through like the standing up animation, right?
Yeah.
That ability is locked behind the P organ, and not even like an initial section of the P organ. It's about a like quarter to almost a halfway through the game before you're able to unlock the ability to get up from being grounded, which is extremely frustrating because some of these enemies, a lot more than most Souls games actually, will ground you and then they will wombo combo you like 100 to 0 off.
Yeah, that was.
And I've noticed a lot of enemies in this game don't have stagger. Like they aren't staggered pretty much through your attacks.
Yeah,
or
there's
some of them that I've noticed.
and they just kind of like
Just take
whiz
it.
through it.
Yeah.
So
that makes it
it's-
difficult too.
yeah,
That was,
and they also added the Sekiro system where doing like constant parries and constant attacks will build up a hidden grogginess meter is what they call it. And then whenever the health bar of the enemy goes white, you can do a power attack and it will actually knock them down for a visceral. That's a cool little feature too. All in all, really great game. Other than the frustration of getting grounded and 100 to 0'd because I didn't have an ability unlocked. It's great. It's a really good time.
So
Highly recommend it if you enjoy.
Is this the first like? I'm trying to think. Is this the first like Souls like game that is on Game Pass right now?
Potentially.
I
don't know
wanna
if Lords of the Fallen is on
say-
Game Pass.
Wasn't Mortal
I think
Shell?
Mortal Shell was on
I
Game
thought
Pass.
Mortal
Was
Shell
Mortal Shell? I
was,
didn't think
but
it was. Mortal Shell was
they go through
Epic
Mortal Shell was
only.
locations. It might not.
It was at least Epic, but
Yeah, Mortal Shell was Epic only. I thought. Either way, do you think it's a
thought it was
competence?
timed, but yeah,
do
either
you think it's a really decent addition to like? Is this a decent addition to Game Pass for like people that are interested in that kind of thing. Because like that's
100%.
that's my biggest thing is like I personally wouldn't probably buy this because I don't play Souls likes really at all.
Yeah.
You know, but like
And I think
given
that
the
makes
fact that
even
it
more of a
is
value
on
for
Game Pass, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Given the fact that it is on Game Pass, like I've been really contemplating downloading it and at least trying it.
Yeah, no, it's
There's no reason not to.
given the fact that it's a Souls-like and the kind of reputation that those games have. This is an awesome opportunity for people to kind of be gatewayed into this genre of game without having to put any monetary investment into it.
Because like
You
it's
think
a full price game, right?
Souls like.
It's a full
not.
price game, yeah.
No,
No, it's not.
It is.
Wait, to which question are you answering?
No to Scruffy's question.
Okay.
It is
Not
it is
beginner
not
friendly.
beginner friendly whatsoever. This is
No.
honestly one of the
It
harder
looks-
Souls likes out
It looks
there.
harder. Yeah.
Yeah, the parry windows are very small. Dodging frames are very small. It is not an easy Souls like. I would say
Okay.
it's harder than like. I would say in some instances it is harder than the FromSoftware Souls games.
Oh,
in some instances.
that's not a good good
That's-
signs because I have a very high skill issue of like I have no skill in these types of games. So maybe I won't play.
Harder than Elden
But
Ring.
back to
'cause-
what you were saying. Let me see what price point it is. I don't. No, it's $59.99. So
Okay.
it's not a $70 price tag.
Well, yeah.
Still a high price tag, but
high price tag. Yeah.
So what what Scruffy was saying? Like, what would you say like between this and Elden Ring? Would you say this is harder than Elden Ring?
yeah, I think Elden Ring is one of the easier games
Okay.
FromSoftware has put out. Personally,
Ooh, might
but
be a
the-
little rough for me then.
it's just because of the emphasis on the blocking and parry system.
Yeah.
I think that's the
Right.
biggest learning curve. And if you can figure that out and get it to click, you'll probably have a pretty good time with it.
All right.
the
You should
game
have
is a
some
lot of fun.
build
It is
opportunity in
extremely
this
well done.
though. So you
Very
might
true.
be able to build in a certain way to
True.
go with.
I
what
think
you
that would
want.
be
I
the
don't
only
know.
saving grace for me would be like the draw of it to that customization system. So yeah. So
Right.
Liza P, really good game according to Bill,
Yeah.
and he's kind of our Souls
my
expert.
Got my stamp of approval. Highly recommend it. For
That is
anybody
that is a hard thing to do when it comes to Souls games with Bill. He does not give that thing out willy
There's a
nilly.
lot of really
Is a critical
Souls
Souls.
likes. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even try Wulong just because it didn't
Wow.
look like
That
something
game
that
came
would've
out?
been
Wait,
fun.
Wulong was on Xbox Game Pass, was it not? I think it was.
I thought it was.
I thought
I
it was
didn't even
too.
know that game came out, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Anyways,
I guess
so
that
yeah,
says something about that. Yeah.
Billy the Squid approved. He got the stamp of approval.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at possibly checking it out, like again, it's on Game Pass. If you have access to Game Pass, if you are a PC player or if you have an Xbox and you have Game Pass, there is literally no reason why you should not check it out if you're a Soulsborne fan or a Souls-like fan, right? So
Right.
check it out. If not, if you're not a Souls-like fan, maybe not the easiest. Maybe don't check it out.
Thank you for sticking around to the end of the patch notes, and if you want to see more of the pre-patch podcast content, don't forget to check us out live every Thursday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, or you can check us out at anchor.fm/prepatch podcasts or on any site that podcasts are listened to. Much love.